yeah, like I said, this is when they put the 5.8 liter in these, supercharged, and it really bumped up in power a lot, and they did a bunch of different stability controls with the suspension as well. But the biggest thing that people remember is 202 miles an hour under the right conditions, of course. Now, aside from the 202 miles an hour, last summer I drove a 2012 GT500, and that was a convertible, so it was pretty, you know, it felt like a pretzel kind of, but in comparison, just even so far, this car is a lot more potent. I mean, I thought that one was scary. This one, really scary. Like, you really got to be careful with this beast because it'll bite you. You know, the shifter is really, really nice. I actually really like this shifter a lot. It's very precise and crisp. The clutch is heavy. I mean, I feel like I'm doing a leg press when I do this clutch. But the engagement point is very, very apparent. I mean, you know exactly when to shift. And you know, actually, and I don't know as far as that goes what difference there was, but it almost seems to handle being driven slower better than the 2012 that I drove did. And I don't know if they just did have a different clutch setup or what's going on exactly, but it just seems to be better mannered. You know, when I was driving this out of the lot over at the Toyota dealership, it just seemed to not hate me as much as the other one did. Maybe my shifting's just gotten better. I don't know. But like I said, this is a car that I've wanted to drive for a really, really long time. As soon as it came out, you know, it's kind of one of those cars where I'm like, I'm never going to get to drive one. Mustangs have been my favorite car for a really long time. I mean, since I was a kid, really. I've had a couple myself, nothing this caliber at all. I had a 98 GT convertible, and currently I have an 83 GT, so a 5.0 Fox body. And, you know, my dream one day to be to have one of these Shelbys. There's just a sense of American pride when you drive this thing, and it's just a monster. As far as compared to other cars I've driven, you know, I drove a Z06 a few weeks ago, and that thing, it kind of had that same feeling where it's like, you know, you got to be careful or this isn't going to end well for you. And I mean, I think that's anything with higher power, but this even more so. You know, and I'm partial to Mustangs and Shelbys, but a Corvette's just a better chassis to have this kind of power in it, making, you know, similar power. And would I want to go 202 miles an hour in this car? Probably not. At least not on a street road with these tires on it. But yeah, so the Corvette, well, it felt similar. It's a lot. It just feels like a safer car to be in to have that much power. But that's kind of what makes these cars fun, I think. Cars like this, you seem to have fun in them because you have to respect them. I've had friends and family members that have had, you know, other stuff, all-wheel drives and different stuff like that, and they're more subdued, you know. Like one of my good friends from high school, or not high school, college, I'm sorry. One of my good friends from college has, I think it's a 96, it's a GSX with all-wheel drive Eclipse, and it's got that 4G63 in it, and it's boosted to the moon and back. And when you're in it though, you feel safer because the whole thing, when you go all-wheel drive, it just grips. It grips, and you just feel like you're glued to the road. This car, not so much. I was in second gear leaving the dealership, and I didn't even give it maybe a quarter throttle. You know, just what I felt like was appropriate, and it broke the tires loose, and I was like, holy crap. I mean, that's just kind of how these cars are. They scare you a little bit. So, you know, as far as that goes, you really, I mean, I feel like a broken record right now, guys, but you really have to respect these things. You can't get in this car and think that you can just drive it like any other car. There's a certain level of respect that has to go into it. And, I mean, that comes from driving more cars, but just the personality this thing puts out, it is just pissed off. Like, I dare you to mess with it. That's kind of the vibe you get when you get in it. But definitely a fun car. You know, and for a Mustang, like, I gotta say, you drive this thing, and if I twitch it back and forth, it's right there. It's, you know, any Mustang full throttle on this thing, I don't need to be paying for a GT500. So, like I said, you got to respect this car and what it has. And if you can do that, here we go. Let's see what she does. Tire check. That's not like a Mustang I've had before. None of my Mustangs have been quite like this. And that's the power of forced induction to them. You can hear that supercharger going, and she just wants to go. You know, she just wants to keep revving out. And you know, it's not. I guess I was kind of expecting it to be a little more rev happy, if that makes sense. I was kind of expecting it to be a little more. I mean, it's a big V8, so I guess I shouldn't have expected too much. You know, not like an import or anything. But it just, the grunt's all there, but she doesn't like to rev a whole lot. I mean, it's still good. It's still, the power is all over. There's no spot in this car. There's no dead zone. Listen to that exhaust. There's not a blip. You know, a lot of cars you get in, you start driving it, and there's kind of a blip in power. It's either down low, and then it kind of dies out, and it putters, or you have like my 6 Mustang. That was nothing's fast at all by any means. It was quick, but it wasn't fast. But that one, out of the hole, it was okay. Then you got a bunch of the motor, like the mid-range on that motor was kind of its strong point. And then from there, you kind of got the power up high. And I'm not saying that it would accelerate like a demon, but once you got that thing winded out, those 4.6 modular motors really like to rev. Oh god, yeah, right there. And that was third gear, not full throttle at all, not by any stretch of the means. And oh my god, I mean, I'm not on the smoothest road right now, but it really just wants to. You can probably see that it's bouncing all over the place. I love a live axle because you really have to drive to your own abilities with them, and they put power down great. But on roads like that where it's bumpy, the axle hop in this thing is just atrocious. But people know what they're getting into with this, and actually, if you think back to like the SVT Cobras of, you know, the early 2000s, those cars had independent rear suspension, and a lot of guys didn't like it, so they ended up swapping straight axles back into them. So if you think about that, you know, they're just kind of catering to what people want. Of course, now with the new Mustangs out and the GT350 and the 350R, and I mean all of them actually, but those cars all have independent rear suspension, and everyone seems to be taking it well. And you know, as far as I go, what's my opinion? I like a straight axle, but it's 2016, so, and there's been a video, I think American Muscle put out a video, and they had like just I can't remember the numbers exactly, but just this crazy powerful GT, and they just showed the independent putting that power down, and it looked like it did a pretty good job of it. So I don't think it's anything to really, you know, I think a lot of people that are moaning about that and all upset, I think it's a lot of keyboard warrior stuff going on. I don't really think that I'd get in one of those cars. I'm yet to drive the new Mustang, but I don't think I'd get in one and be super disappointed. You know, another thing I want to point out about this car is everyone, you know, oh, this thing's not that great. You know, the Hellcat puts out 707 horsepower and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it does, and they're right. But I think, honestly, and like, I love my Mustangs, and that's what I prefer. But I think when you get to this caliber of a car, like a Hellcat, a CL1, you know, that kind of thing, a GT500, you know, these kind of cars, they're all fun. I think at this point, I mean, you have diehard, and I'm partial to my Mustangs, but I'm not a super diehard fanboy. I'm just not. But I think even if you got some of those guys in some of these cars, a diehard Chevy guy or diehard Mopar guy, I think anyone could have fun in any of the three of them. It's all just part of the rivalry and all part of the fun. I just don't know how you couldn't like this. It just makes me laugh as a kid. And I think honestly, this is my favorite class of car, is these high-powered muscle cars, because just like I said, the amount of respect that has to go into them is unreal. You get into, you know, the supercars and some of that kind of thing with all those all-wheel drive systems, like we talked again, GSX. They're just, you kind of, it does the driving for you. I mean, you still have to pay attention, of course, and respect the power, but because they put the power down that much better, I wouldn't be driving it